Go out there, let's kick some butt. We're getting Raiders in here. We're not getting players, we're getting Raiders that come here and want to play.
Raider Nation, let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, let's go, let's go.
Raider Nation, what is up? It's your boy Raider Ray Jr. I am back. You might have seen my old YouTube channel that I had like one video on and I didn't really do nothing with it. But anyways, I'm back here talking about the Raiders this season, what's going on, who's signing who, where are we going to go with this, how much money are we spending, how much money do we have left, all the great things that I know everybody wants to know. So right now you're probably looking up on YouTube, you're like, okay, let me see some reactions from the fans out there, and that's why we're here. So I'm going to give you my reaction, and you're going to like it, and if you don't like it, then that sucks. But anyways, I don't care. If you're still watching, you probably... well, I don't know. Let's get into it. Roger Saffold, first guy we're going to talk about, left tackle from the Rams. Okay, we signed the guy. We're like, okay, cool. He has a couple injuries. Whatever. Bring him in. We signed him, I think, for like $21. Oh, $21. I wish. $21 million guaranteed. He's going to be our new left tackle. Beldier just left for Arizona to go play with Carson Palmer and whatever. Who cares? So we bring in this guy Saffold, right? And, we're like, okay, cool. Let's follow him on Twitter. Let's, get the love, Raider Nation, how we always do. So he comes in, fool takes his physical, and he fails. Right? And everyone's like, how do you fail a physical? Like, I know you guys, when you go to the doctor, you're like, all they ask you to do is, they touch you down there, and they're like, cough. And you're like, okay, right? And that's a physical. And they height and weight, whatever. So, like, how do you fail that, right? Well, if you guys don't remember, a long time ago, we had Javon Walker, who was also hurt. But Al Davis kind of turned the other way and let him through because that's how bad we wanted him. But this time, Mark Davis saw that he was really hurt, and he noticed that we were going to give him $21 million in guaranteed money. That means right off the bat, he's getting that money no matter what. So that's $21 million right there, and I think his contract was up for like 42 over 5 years. And it was all front-loaded, meaning he's getting the majority of his money in the first 2 years. I think the first year was something like $16 million, something like that. Just crazy amounts of money. And we find out that he has a torn shoulder labrum, right? So we're going to figure out he has to have surgery. He's going to be back before the season starts. But you're going to pay a guy $21 million to have surgery and try to come back? So in Mark Davis's mind, he's like, okay, how can we get out of this? I mean, would you guys want to pay You guys would have been very mad if we would have paid him all that money and find out that he was hurt extensively because, that maybe the surgery didn't go as well, and there's just a whole bunch of question marks. So we let him go. He didn't sign the contract. He didn't get any of the money. Everyone was laughing at us. Everyone said the Raiders are no good, and it was just a field day, just like every day for us on ESPN. Everywhere you go, it's Raiders this, Raiders that. They're a joke. No one likes them, whatever. Look on the upside and try to stay positive about my team and try to stay at the top there. But you know what? Sometimes it really gets annoying because they really do talk down, on us. So we lost Roger Saffold, man. And Raider Nation was pissed. They blamed Reggie McKenzie. They blamed Reggie McKenzie. They blamed Reggie McKenzie over and over again. Then they found out that Mark Davis had a part in it. But everyone was screaming, fire Reggie, fire Dennis Allen, fire everybody that was involved with this deal. Right? I understand you guys get emotional, but me personally, I understood that it couldn't have been Reggie. I know Reggie's a lot smarter than that. Maybe I have too much faith, but I honestly don't think that he would have paid him that much money to play hurt. I mean, he planned on it, but once they found out that he was really hurt, they said, you know what, it's time to go. So that's the huge debacle, the huge craziness that was surrounding the Raiders this week. But let's get into the positives. The reason I am so excited to make this video, the reason I'm so excited to go see a Raider game. Let's talk about the people that we picked up. I'm super excited. First guy who I think honestly is the biggest pickup, not just in play, but what he represents and the leadership that he's going to bring to this team. The one and only, the captain from New York City, from New Jersey, wherever, Justin Tuck.
Who gon' run this town tonight?
The Subway, man. If you ever seen a Subway commercial, you've seen Justin Tuck. I'm super excited to see this guy, man, because not only does he bring high level of play, he had 11 sacks, and I think through 13 games or something like that, he only had 1 sack, which a lot of people look over, and, I'm looking into that. but he means a lot more than just sacks. He can get pressures. He's pretty good against the run. I was looking on Pro Football Focus. I think he's plus 11 in the run, so he's not that bad as a run defender also. But he also brings this leadership and this sense of just a superstar on a team. And when someone sees, like, oh, the Raiders, they have Justin Tuck, it's going to want other people to come. Example, LaMarr Woodley. LaMarr Woodley, Jason Hatcher, and Justin Tuck all came in at the same time, right? First person, and I think, like I was telling you, the most important was Justin Tuck. You signed Justin Tuck. He's kind of like the nucleus. You know, you had Jason Hatcher over here, and you kind of had LaMarr Woodley over here, and he was just kind of like the one in the middle, the main guy that once we picked him up, you know that he can go get somebody else and say, hey, come play with us because I'm turning this thing around. So what do? We sign him on a 2-year contract for $11 million. Hey, you can complain about the money, but I'm telling you, this guy means a lot more to the team than you'll know. Because not even a couple hours later, we signed LaMarr Woodley, who is another good veteran pickup, who's switching from an outside linebacker spot to a DN, and they said, just go get the quarterback. That's all we want you to do here. Go rush that quarterback, okay, and get there as fast as you can and sack him. That's all we want you to do. Sack the quarterback. Justin Tuck, what do we want you to do? Sack the quarterback. That's all we want. Okay? Can he drop back into pressure? Of course. Can we go into a 3-4 scheme and use LaMarr Woodley? Of course, because he knows that. That's what he played in Pittsburgh. But what they want him to do and what he's most excited to do is come play defensive end and just rush the quarterback because that's his natural position. He's a big dude. And I think he's honestly going to do very, very well in that spot. Okay, so we got two right off the bat. We're like, okay, we're starting to feel a little bit better. A lot of guys think that, maybe he was brought in, just to save face and, whatever the case may be. But those two right there were really smart moves. And they bring in veteran leadership and they bring in guys that know how to win. 2 Super Bowls with Justin Tuck, 1 Super Bowl with LaMarr Woodley. It's just, you can't replace that. I mean, who else has been in 2 Super Bowls? You can only have a handful of guys that are still playing that have been in 2 Super Bowls. And Justin Tuck brings that star power. And if you don't believe me, let's see who else we got. We did, before I go on, we didn't get Hatcher. He ended up signing for a lot more than LaMarr Woodley and Justin Tuck. So it was kind of a smart move because, as you'll find out in a little bit, we signed a guy that's even better. Okay? So the next guy we signed was... You know what? I don't even remember who was next. I'm just going to tell you who we signed. Another defensive tackle. They're going to bring him from defensive end to defensive tackle. One of, I think, is going to be the fan favorites in Oakland, right next to C.O. Moore, as far as energy goes. The assassin coming from the Houston Texans, Antonio Smith. This guy is crazy. He's the epitome of a Raider. If you go on YouTube, maybe I'll show a picture right somewhere around here. This guy is a freaking crazy. He comes out in a ninja mask. He comes out every time he gets a sack, he gets a sword and then puts it back. And I love it. And I know RayderNation is going to love it. The black hole, when he's facing you, sticking the sword out, pulling, yeah. And man, it's going to be awesome. Antonio Smith, like I said, he used to play DN, opposite side of J.J. Watt. So he knows J.J. Watt. He's been playing for a long time. I think he's 32. He's a little bit on the older side. But again, it's that veteran leadership. And build up these younger guys like Stacy McGee. If you guys will watch the Raiders, that guy really turned it on towards the end of the year last year, a rookie. So, you know what? Maybe put those two guys together. Stacy McGee gets better. Iron sharpens iron. And, man, these guys can go a lot of places. So I'm very excited about that. The assassin is here. Oh, man, he's just – I can already feel the vibe that I'm getting from him. And he's the epitome of a Raider. And the last – this guy was a great pickup. He came almost out of nowhere. I was scanning, I was looking on Twitter and trying to figure out who we're going to get next. And I kind of saw some things on this guy, but nothing too crazy, like always coming in for a meeting or whatever. And next thing I know, we signed him. Like literally 10 minutes after, we signed Terrell Brown. And I'm like, okay. I'm not going to mention what team he came from. If you don't know, I'm sorry. But I'll just tell you, it was across the bay. And nah, we don't give publicity here. But another great guy. Pro Football Focus rates him as, I think, like a top 10 tackling cornerback. And if you guys have been watching the Raiders, that's something we desperately need. So he's a good tackler. Some are saying that he could be a shutdown corner, and we got him for a steal. We got him for a 1-year deal for $3.5 million. We got Antonio Smith for a 2-year deal for, I want to say it's $9 million. And then we got Lamar Woodley for 2 years, $12 million. So everyone's on these 2-year deals except for Brown. He's on a 1-year deal, 3.5. But that means they're going to play their butts off, man. It's going to be crazy because it's going to be something that we haven't had in Oakland for a long time. Are we done yet? Hell no. Not even close to being done. But I'm excited. I wanted to come on here, say what's up, tell you guys a little bit about the Raiders. If you have any questions at all, I can answer them because I'm watching the Raiders so close. You could ask me who's going to come in, who we're talking about, and stuff like that. Because we're on the come up. I'm not saying we're going to be making it to the playoffs. I'm not saying we're going to be over 500. I'm not making any of that. I'm just saying, look at where we are now. We're steadily moving up. We're not regressing. We're steadily moving up. Okay? And believe in it. There's nothing we can do. We can only enjoy it and celebrate. Believe in our Raiders. Believe in us. And we're going to get some wins. Because at the end of the day, only one thing matters. Just win, baby. Thank you guys for watching. There's one nation. Raider Nation. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.